A hush settled over the city of Port Louis as the humid night pressed in, thick with the scent of distant rain and the salt tang of the harbor. Within a sprawling, fluorescent-lit warren of transglobal solutions, the hum of headsets and the rhythmic clatter of keyboards seemed eternal, an endless cycle of questions and answers, problems and solutions, all stitched together by patient human voices. To Jacques, every night shift felt like a familiar dance, each step choreographed over years spent guiding a team that had become his second family. But on this evening, something intangible, an undercurrent of tension, ran beneath the usual banter and routine. The staff room, usually alive with laughter and the clink of tea mugs, was quieter. Whispers of rumors, of new management, of digital efficiency reviews had seeped into every conversation. Jacques tried to reassure his team, but his own words felt hollow, echoing in the cavernous uncertainty that had crept up around them. Outside, the city pulsed with the frenetic energy of a place in flux. Billboards touted the promise of progress, Mauritius, gateway to tomorrow. Yet beneath the gleaming surface, a sense of fragility lingered. For years, the call center industry had offered stability, a lifeline for thousands. But now, with the relentless march of automation and the quiet encroachment of AI, the future felt as fragile as the paper cups stacked by the water cooler. As Jacques lingered by the exit, keys jangling nervously in his hand, a sudden burst of static from the intercom startled him. "Attention all staff. Please check your email for an important company update." The message was clipped, impersonal. Around him, screens flickered. The world of work, of identity, of routine was teetering on the edge of something vast and unknowable. It was the last night before the shift. The first rays of dawn filtered through the window, drawing pale lines across the tiled floor. Jacques sat at the kitchen table, phone in hand, eyes locked on the glowing screen. The official message was brief and clinical. "In light of recent technological advancements, we regret to inform you that your position has been made redundant, effective immediately." The words clung to him like a second skin, cold, unyielding. His wife, Mireille, hovered nearby, her movements tense and careful. "Jacques?" she asked, her voice hesitant. "What did they say?" He swallowed, voice rough. "They're replacing us, all of us, with some system." The word tasted foreign, metallic. "It's over." Their daughter, Camille, paused in the doorway, backpack slung over one shoulder. Her eyes were wide, searching his face for answers he couldn't give. "What do we do now, Papa?" Jacques managed a wan smile. "We'll figure it out, ma chérie, we always do." But inside, a chasm had opened, swallowing years of certainty. The kitchen, usually alive with the smells of strong tea and fried gâteau pima, was thick with silence. As the day wore on, Jacques called former colleagues. The stories were the same: cold emails, system-generated apologies, rumors of retraining programs, but no promises. The WhatsApp group buzzed with confusion and anger. "How can they do this? What about our families? They said we were irreplaceable." Yet, beneath the outrage, a different fear simmered, one Jacques felt in his bones. What if this really was the end? What if the world no longer needed them at all? By the end of the week, the city's rhythms had shifted. The usual clusters of call center employees at the bus stops thinned out, replaced by knots of anxious conversations. Jacques found himself at a hastily organized community meeting in a faded hall near Chinatown, where the air was heavy with the musk of sweat and uncertainty. A government representative, tie loosened and brow slick with nerves, addressed the crowd. "We understand your concerns. The ministry is launching new reskilling workshops, coding, digital marketing, AI ethics. We encourage everyone to enroll." A woman in the back stood up, voice trembling. You expect my mother to learn Python? She's 59. Murmurs of agreement rippled through the room. Jacques cleared his throat and spoke, his voice steady but strained. It's not just about skills. It's about our lives, our dignity. We gave everything to this industry. The official nodded, but his eyes slid away. We're exploring partnerships with tech startups. There may be opportunities in support, training, customer experience, human roles, just different ones. As the meeting dissolved, Jacques lingered by the door, approached by old friends and new faces. Some were angry, others resigned. A few, like Kavi, a former floor manager, were hopeful. We can't let this break us, Jacques. Let's form a group, help each other find the next step. Walking home beneath gathering rain clouds, Jacques' mind churned. The world was changing at a pace no one had prepared for. In the past, when storms came, cyclones, market crashes, they had pulled together, shared what little they had. But this was different. The enemy was invisible, embedded in lines of code and decision trees. The only way forward, he realized, would be together. The first meeting of the support group took place in a cramped, cheerful co-working space above a convenience store. The walls were plastered with motivational slogans, "Innovate or stagnate," and the scent of instant coffee clung to the air. Jacques watched as old colleagues trickled in, mingling with eager young entrepreneurs and recent university graduates. Kavi, ever the optimist, kicked things off. "We're not just here to vent. We're here to build, to learn. Let's pool our strengths." He gestured to a whiteboard where someone had scrawled ideas. AI training for seniors? Customer empathy workshops? Tech for good? Jacques hesitated at first, haunted by doubt. What could he possibly offer the digital generation? But as the meeting unfolded, he realized his years of problem-solving and people management were assets, not relics. When a young coder named Ria struggled to explain her chatbot's limitations, Jacques stepped in. "It's not just about speed," he explained. "People want to feel heard. They want empathy, patience. Machines don't understand frustration, not really. That's where you come in." Ria's eyes brightened. "Maybe you could help us design the scripts, teach the AI how to sound more human." For the first time in weeks, Jacques felt a flicker of purpose. He threw himself into the work, offering role plays and real-life scenarios, helping bridge the gap between cold logic and human intuition. The path was anything but easy. Some members, battered by rejection from job applications and the grind of online courses, lashed out in frustration. Others drifted away, unable to see a future. Yet slowly, through patient collaboration and shared setbacks, a new sense of solidarity emerged. Step by step, Jacques learned to navigate the hybrid world, setting daily goals, attending webinars, practicing mindfulness to manage stress, and seeking feedback from both peers and mentors. The group launched a pilot project, an AI-powered customer service bot with a distinctly Mauritian touch, blending efficiency with warmth and humor. The first client, a small local retailer, sent a simple message: "Your bot makes us feel at home." Jacques smiled, realizing that even in a world of machines, there was still space for the human heart. Months later, the support group found itself on the brink of a breakthrough. The pilot project had caught the attention of a major telecom company, who invited Jacques and his team for a demonstration. The stakes were high. A successful pitch could secure funding and open doors for dozens of displaced workers. The conference room was sleek and intimidating, its glass walls reflecting the faces of executives who had seen too many pitches and heard too many promises. Jacques' hands trembled as he set up the presentation. He glanced at his team, Ria, Kavi, Mireille, who had joined as a consultant, and drew strength from their nervous smiles. He began, voice clear and measured. "We believe technology should serve people, not replace them. Our AI isn't just efficient, it's empathetic. It learns from real conversations, adapts to cultural nuances, and knows when to connect customers to a human when it truly matters. He played a series of customer interactions, a frustrated caller soothed by a gentle Mauritian accented voice, a complex billing issue seamlessly handed off to a human specialist. The data spoke for itself: higher satisfaction rates, fewer unresolved tickets, glowing reviews. One executive leaned forward skeptical. But can it scale? And will people accept that a human is sometimes behind the machine? Jacques met his gaze. People want connection. AI can help, but it can't replace the human touch. Our model blends the best of both, efficiency and empathy. A tense silence followed. Then, slowly, the panel began to nod. The head of customer experience smiled. "I think you're on to something, Mr. Toussaint. Let's discuss next steps." As relief and pride surged through him, Jacques realized the journey was far from over. But for the first time since the world had shifted beneath his feet, he knew he had found a place in it. Life in Mauritius had changed, but so had Jacques. The routines that once anchored him had given way to new rhythms: morning walks with Marais, mentoring sessions with young developers, evenings spent troubleshooting code or sharing stories over spiced tea. The support group blossomed into a cooperative, offering tailored training programs and consulting services. They partnered with local universities, giving talks on the human side of AI and helping others navigate the uncertain waters of automation. Some days were hard. Not every initiative bore fruit, and not every member found their footing. But the spirit of resilience endured. Jacques often reflected on the journey: the fear, the anger, the moments of connection and hope. He had learned that survival meant more than adapting to machines. It meant rediscovering the strengths that made them human in the first place: empathy, creativity, community. These were the roots that would anchor them in any storm. As twilight settled over the city, Jacques paused by the waterfront, watching the lights flicker across the bay. In the distance, the call center towers stood silent, their windows dark. But all around him, life pulsed, messy, unpredictable, and beautifully human. And for the first time in a long while, Jacques looked forward to what tomorrow might bring.